What if every time you polluted the air, it remained above your head, condensed, and dripped acid on you? I don't think you'd pollute very often, but this is exactly what happens in the case of acid rain, just on a larger scale. Acid rain is one of the world's biggest ecological problems, causing massive environmental damage and crop destruction, but many people think it's science fiction. I believe that being informed is the key to prevention, so I'm here to spread the word. Today we will learn about how acid rain forms and the formation of general regular rain, what human activities are causing acid rain, and what exactly does it affect. To understand how acid rain forms, we begin with the discussion of regular rain. Earth's atmosphere is always saturated with water that has been evaporated by the sun, but it takes a special sequence to make rain. In order to become visible precipitation, the water molecules form around microscopic particulates that float around the atmosphere. They are known as condensation nuclei. These nuclei, usually dust, bacteria, and CO2, become surrounded by water molecules, and after floating many miles, 1 million or so of them coalesce into a droplet. With the right amount of humidity, temperature, and pressure, millions or trillions of these droplets can coalesce into a rain cloud. Nimbostratus and cumulonimbus are the only types of clouds capable of creating water droplets heavy and large enough to fall to Earth as rain. This same process creates acid rain, with one difference. The condensation nuclei that form the rain are dangerous air pollutants rather than the regular dust or bacteria. Normal rain contains carbonic acid, like that you would find in carbonated soda. So it's already slightly acidic, with a pH balance of 5.6. Whereas acid rain has a pH range from 5.3 to as low as 2.2, which is hundreds of times more acidic than regular rain. Acid rain contains much more potent sulfuric and nitric acids from either NOx or SO2 acting as the condensation nuclei instead of the regular components. Now that we know how acid rain forms, we can take a look at what humans are doing to cause acid rain. We know that acid rain contains the sulfuric acid and nitric acid from SO2 and NOx, but where exactly do these particles come from? They are the result of human-induced air pollution, particularly from coal factories and automobiles. The effects of acid rain have been increasing exponentially ever since the Industrial Revolution. The last 3 decades have seen as much damage as the last 30 centuries. The air pollution takes time to condensate, however, so major areas affected by acid rain are usually downwind from industrial complexes and urban developments. In 1980, 50% of Canada's acid rain was thought to be caused by U.S. coal factories emitting SO2 that were located upwind around the Hudson Bay area. Acid rain is also especially prominent in big cities because of the amount of NOx emissions from automobiles. And if the air is too stagnant, it can build up, producing the acid smog that is characteristic of the world's largest urban centers, including Los Angeles, London, Beijing, and Mexico City. We here in Dallas are all too familiar with the orange alerts caused by smog where the air is too thick and foul to breathe. The good news is, because this problem is created by humans, it can be prevented by humans. Efforts have been underway for decades to reduce the emissions that cause acid rain, and they have been recently showing signs of success. Since the signing of the North American Air Quality Agreement in 1980, SO2 pollutants from burning coal have dropped by 50%, and this is in part because we don't use very many coal products anymore. The automobile industry is also complying with environmental demands to lower the amount of NOx emissions that are produced by cars in production. We know how and why acid rain forms, but what exactly does it do? Acid rain is extremely detrimental to the ecosystem in a number of ways and forms. Acid rain is the general term used for any acid precipitation, which can be in the form of rain, snow, or smog like you see in big cities. Acid fog or smog is the worst form in regards to human health because people have to breathe it in constantly. Acid fog is linked to the rising number of lung cancer and asthma cases in the US and Canada, and is also now thought to be one of the causes of autism. Acid rain is much more deadly for the environment, though, because acid rain destroys not only existing plants, but it also alters the pH balance of the soil, making it very difficult for future plants to grow there. The forests in Great Britain are some of the most affected in the world, with almost 30 to 50% affected or dead because of acid rain. Crops are the most costly victim of acid rain, with billions of dollars of damage attributed to them annually. However, the real victim are the people starving and the famines that are caused, especially in undeveloped countries that are downwind from industrial nations. When acid rain enters lakes and rivers, it also kills the plants and diminishes the water quality. And if it's acidic enough, below 4.5 pH, most of the fish will die, such as in Scandinavia, where thousands of lakes are completely lifeless and therefore very clear because of it. Acid snow was linked to hundreds of moose deaths in Canada, and this is actually the first recorded incident of acid precipitation directly killing a warm-blooded mammal. Acid rain also destroys man-made structures by corroding metal and stone. The Parthenon in Athens has been eroding exponentially since the Industrial Revolution. The cost of all these combined effects is impossible to calculate, but it is estimated that at least $1 trillion in damages have been caused by acid rain in the US and Canada alone in the last decade. The 1980 Air Quality Agreement has spurred so much positive change in North America in air pollution, it is estimated that we save $119 billion every year in damages that are avoided, and we save 15,000 lives from people not having to breathe in acid, smog, and pollution. These statistics show great improvement at the commercial and industrial levels, as well as government, but we still need to concentrate on what we can do as individuals. Starting today, I want everyone to be more mindful of the impact you have on the ecosystem. I'm not telling you to change your life or stop driving a diesel truck. I just want everyone to be informed. We know how normal rain becomes acid rain by absorbing harmful air pollutants instead of regular particles. We learned that coal factories and automobiles are the major causes of acid precipitation. And we learned just how harmful acid rain can be to the entire Earth in general. So now the knowledge is in your hands, and no matter what happens, you can't say you haven't been warned.